dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life, 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 the Pisces life. Two fish living in a dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life, the Pisces life. Two fish living in a dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life, 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 the Pisces life.
Welcome to yet another edition of the Pisces Life, but this isn't just any ordinary edition. This is a very special edition, number 110, with an industry insider just because it's Pisces season. I am one of your co-hosts. I am just Letitia, and on the other microphone, you know who's over there.
It's me, Kai Love, and it's Pisces season. Woo woo!
Yes, it is Pisces season. As you know, every February 19th through March the 20th, we go hard. These 2 March-born Pisces get it in to celebrate the birthday and the season for all Pisces. You know, we don't discriminate.
Not at all.
Not at all. We have the pleasure today to be joined by one of the industry's insiders in comedy, one of the biggest producers. Now, you know her work. Shaquille O'Neal presents the All-Star Comedy Jam. If you were in Toronto recently, yes, she was responsible for that. If you've heard of Mr. Corey Holcomb, I'm sure you have. Your Way Ain't Working. Yes, associate producer on that. And then there's Gary Owen and Laugh at My Pain with Mr. Kevin Hart and then Mr. Mike Epps as well, live from Club Nokia. I am talking about the one and only Miss Tamra Goins from Innovative Artists. Hello.
Hi, how are you? What an amazing introduction. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's all your work. My goodness, we are in awe and so thankful for you being with us today.
Indeed.
Thanks for having me.
Such a pleasure to be able to talk with you today.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. I want to get some real good groundwork here. You've been a producer, like I had named off, of some of the biggest names in comedy. So how did you get started?
When I was in college, I went to San Jose State University, and actually it was more of just one of my hobbies. I used to rap, if you can believe that. And,
I love it.
I rapped with Too Short on a song called
Nice.
The Feeling. And when I went to college, a guy by the name of Jeff Flanagan wanted to know who the girl was that was on that song. So he set up a meeting with me, and, you know, we just formed this amazing relationship. And ultimately, he just groomed me into his promoter rep, and we went on to produce the Isley Brother concert, so I was his promoter, and then HBO Def Comedy Jam, and that was the early 90s. Then I took this a 15-year hiatus from comedy and from the entertainment to do the whole, married mommy thing and then divorce thing. And just by nurturing relationships, I circled back, and Jeff had forged this relationship with Shaq and had the Shaq All-Star Comedy Jam in Dallas where I was living. And so I came right back into the fold. Now he had somebody who could run the tour, and it was kind of history. So it's been really, really great.
Fantastic. Since you got the next question?
Yeah, so it's fairly evident from us running down your repertoire of productions that you are full of black girl magic, okay? So
yes.
We want to know, who do you see out here in the media or in entertainment or in arts that is also exemplifying what you feel is a great example of black girl magic?
Well, one of probably the biggest unsung heroes, her name is Corinne Huggins, and she is actually the head of TV for Will Packer. And this sister has sold at least, I think her first year, which was last year, they sold like 6 shows, and I think 3 went on to actual. And you have to check my my facts, but just the fact that more than one show would go on to network is amazing, let alone 3. So they're producing Roots for A&E and PBS, and they also did Uncle Buck and Truth Be Told.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, she has, and she just does not stop, and from the production piece to the selling piece, and she's dope.
That's what's up.
Love it. We're putting her on our list of guests to invite, because we love the movers and the shakers in the business. Okay.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
For sure. Thank you for
that. Absolutely, we're definitely going to check her out. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about, and we're going to get in your business a little bit here, professionally, of course. We wanted to know, when you say I produce these shows, to other people that may not know, including me, I'm just going to be transparent, what does that really mean from beginning to end, the securing the talent to media, all of that, or take it away?
There's, it's a vague term, and it can mean so many different things because there's a lot of different type of producers. So you have your below-the-line producers where they're really doing, the nuts and bolts, like they might be running the technical piece and the cameras and, that sort of thing. Then you have your talent producers, or you have above-the-line producers where it could be the creative piece of it. I'm more of a hybrid because I started out as a promoter rep. I have a lot, I have a lot of promoter in my blood. So I do shows from beginning to end in tandem with my producing partner, Valerie Benning. And so it's like, but my focus is probably talent. That's why I know so many of the guys and have helped to develop them and really try to, just nurture those relationships. So when opportunities come, that you can have these open lines of communication. And the talent producing has ultimately led to this spot, me being recruited as an agent, because it's not much different. I was just doing the deals for the brand, and now I do deals in general for a lot of them just across the board. So, but it's the nuts and bolts, the same way that you're producing your show right now. You have somebody that is the creative producer who does the questions. Then you have, like when you say you're, running the copy, or, when you're running the recording. So all of that piece. So you have your technical producers, you have your creative producers, and then whoever booked me on the show, that would be the talent producer. So literally producing the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I do have a quick follow-up question, too, and I'm hoping you can really speak to this. We've certainly been following in the news, hashtag Oscar So White and, other pushes for innovation as well as inclusion within Hollywood. As a person who is responsible for not only the people that we've named, but also being on the side of the company and innovative artists, is innovation and inclusion something that you all are also focused on the comedy side?
Oh, absolutely. I think that there's never been a time until now where our talent is looked at as such lucrative, components to all of these projects, especially like on the live side. Our buying community, they come to see the artists. Like they might like comedy, but they have their favorites, and they want to come and see them. And so urban, quote unquote urban comics make so much money. With Kevin Hart, you have the explosion. But I think it's like this perfect storm when you have the likes of Kevin, and then you have Shonda Rhimes, and then you have a Will Packer, and you have all these different pieces, all these people that have been doing the work, and in all these little pockets, and then it just comes together and creates this, creates an environment where we're valued. Even with me being in this agent seat for, only 2.5 years, when I first came in, when they would send over, a breakdown, which is, it's literally a breakdown of a show and what they're looking for in the show. So they might say, okay, we're looking for this person, 25 years old, and then it may say open ethnicities, or they'll say, or they'll say ethnic okay. So it went from ethnic okay to now ethnic only.
Wow.
So there was this huge shift, and not for all of them, but for a large portion, to the point that agents had to kind of scramble to beef up their rosters with people of color. Innovative actually already represented a lot of that for the likes of like Shamar Moore, Loretta Devine, so I mean we have a lot, that are David Allen Greer that were already here. So we were already in front of in front of the change of in the environment, the pool of talent that was needed. But a lot of people, they left themselves scrambling and not knowing what to do, because I think that with everybody doing the work, we know that there is a lucrative environment there for us. And so, yeah.
So stay the course if you're listening out there. Future comics, working comics, to be inspiring. Stay the course. Absolutely. Sis, take the next question, please. Thank you for that.
So I have a quick question and then the real question. So, Ms. Tamra, we understand that from the Twitter street that Gary Owen was traded for Stacey Dash. Did you have anything to do with that?
I had nothing to do with that.
Okay. I just needed to know if you was the person responsible for that production.
I didn't have anything to do with that. We already accepted him as our cousin, so I don't know.
All right, you heard it here first. That exclusive. She was not responsible for brokering that deal.
No, ma'am. I saw him last night, by the way, at the Russell Simmons All Deaf Digital Movie Awards.
Oh, wow.
Were, in response to the Oscar So White. And instead of Chris Rock, we had Tony Rock. And
love it.
there were some fun awards that were given out, and then Lifetime Achievement for Will Smith. It was so cool too, because Tyrese was there, and Ice Cube, and Robin Thicke, and JD Smooth, and Russell. I mean, it was just a star-studded event. It was cool.
Awesome.
Man,
that sounds like my type of event. For certain. My real question, though, is when I was getting into my field and trying to figure out what direction I was going to go into, if I was going to go into leadership or whatever, one of my mentors gave me a book, and it said, Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office. And she wanted me to read this book specifically because she felt like I was too compromising around my space, around my talent, and she wanted me to understand that in order for me to go further in my career, I needed to kind of get some backbone, if you will. What's been the best piece of professional advice that you've received?
I think integrity counts. I think that you have to do the work, you have to say what you're going to do, and you don't compromise your positions. You have to make sure that you have a firm understanding of, what your boundaries, and making sure that, you stick to those. And I think even moving into this agent space, typically my experience with agents have been that, they lie, they take too much time, they're not honest with their clients, they're not honest with us. And so even moving into, this seat for me, especially, and I've been told I'm the first Black woman in an agency in the live touring comedy space ever.
Wow.
I just think that you have to, just tell the truth. I mean, we're in entertainment. Things happen, things change. That's the very nature of the business. But you have to be fearless, and, you have to be fearless and honest enough to just say what's going on, so you give other people an opportunity to react in the way that they need to for their business. So integrity is huge to me. You certainly, I mean, professionally and personally, and, there are things that, we just can't do if, my stepfather used to say, don't poop where you eat. So,
Mm-hmm. Good
really
advice.
just, really being aware of, that people are watching you, and your light has to be, on, and, you just have to, know where your boundaries are. But the biggest thing is just do the work. Work ethic is so much more important than I think even talent, because you can be talented, but if you're unreliable, your talent, your star isn't that bright. So.
Right. Wow.
That's great advice. Great advice.
Absolutely great advice. One of the things that we first met you at Comic Sock convention with Hope Flood last year, and that was an exciting opportunity for people who were at various stages within their comedy careers. Of course, we had the veterans in the house with Hope Flood, and Lunel also, who Innovative Artists represents, right? Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, very well. And so we were just thinking about that in terms of getting the start and getting that opportunity, the best advice that you've gotten. What's the best advice you like to give?
For people that are, well, like I said, I mean, I think you do the work and the rest will come. I think you dig your heels in, you put your head down, and you just, you have a strategy and you go at it. And then when you look up, you'll be surprised at how much you've accomplished. I think people, they keep looking, forward, like, why haven't I gotten here? Why am I not doing this? Or they want too much too soon. But there's some, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Absolutely. Everybody would do it. Everybody would do it.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that for me, that when I turned 38, I looked up and I was in a loveless marriage, a dead-end job, and, I was a soccer mom in the center of, Texas. And I was like, whose life is this? Because I was never meant to be ordinary, and those were my words. And so I said, Lord, just if you can give 2 people 5 years of my life, if I can give 2 people 5 years of my life that didn't deserve it, I can certainly give you 5 and see what you have for me. And in 3.5 years, I looked up and I was an agent in L.A. And so, I think that ultimate, that faith walk and blind faith is so powerful. Just putting one foot in front of the other and keeping your head on the swivel for his blessings, and not, dictating how they come, but being ready when they do.
That was powerful and beautiful.
That was certainly powerful. One of the things, and this is my last question, sis, one of the things that I'm always interested in is the co-creation or creation of work that supports women in the arts, women in entertainment. We know that it's hard out here for us women to make our mark and do what we need to do. So is there any projects or anything coming up in your repertoire of production work that is specifically geared towards women?
Well, the interesting thing is whether it's geared towards women or whether it's women coming together, working on something, is all the same for me. I think from, the vantage point that I get is I see a lot of us running the engine. Even the shell of the car may look one way, but if the engine is tore up, you can absolutely see it. And so there, despite, popular belief, there are a lot of us that are in positions of power. Not nearly enough, but whenever I can collaborate, I do. I'm actually working with a group of women on taking comedy to the Cannes Film Festival in May, which is in France. And so, so it's, it's really cool that it's girl power all day, and those are, so like for me, where other people don't get to see it, the people that I align myself with, or the people that I've had the most success with, have been teams of women that, that really like keep it together and have it, because we manage our children, we manage our lives, we know how to multitask, we know how to, listen and know the needs, and all those things come into play when you're putting a deal together. And I think I've particularly been successful because, men, they can, their egos get involved, or, they have their little, their little ego fight. And I say, okay, but where's the compromise? And, I think that men are much more emotional in times, in ideas of business than women are. So,
wow. Now, there's something you don't hear every day.
Well, I see it every day, and I'm telling you.
Hey, all right now.
And I say, okay, I understand your feelings are hurt, but how do we get to the resolve? So.
Thank you for that moment of truth, because, of course, the opposite is certainly painted out there.
Yeah, no, that's just foolishness. But anyway. I certainly thank you, ladies, for having me, and I just feel really honored that you would want to give me a platform for my voice. So
Absolutely.
Thank you, and I wish you all the success. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do, or there's something that you guys are working on that you think I can help with. So
okay. Can you give us your social media for our audience? How can they reach you? Your social media, where can they find you?
On Instagram, I'm at Tigo1225. It's T, which is my first initial, G-O, which is for my last name, and then my birthday, 1225. And on Facebook, I am Tamra Goins. There's no middle A. I don't like a lot of extra. Tamra, last name Goins, Goins. And I'm Tigo1225 on Twitter as well.
Perfecto. All right, so you've been listening to yet another edition of the Pisces Life, but it wasn't an ordinary episode. It was a fantastic special edition for Pisces season. So, sis, if they're looking for us, where can they reach us?
Well, first and foremost, if you want to know more about us as hosts of this show, because it's called The Pisces Life, it's Pisces season, visit our website, thepisceslife.com. All of our episodes are there, all of our original content, how to contact us if you need to. Everything is laid out there. Just in case that's not the most convenient way to listen to us, you can go to any place where podcasts are listed, and we're there. iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Libsyn, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Listeноpoly, Podomatic, Podbay, FM, every place. Did I say SoundCloud? I might have said SoundCloud. YouTube, everywhere. You can listen. You can listen to us. There's no excuse for you to say, I don't know how. I can't listen. Leticia, I can't listen. No excuse.
No excuse. No bueno.
No bueno. Get your life. Get your life. If they want to send in some suggestions or some feedback or whatever, how can they do that?
If they want to do that, all they got to do is hit us up on the Gmail, and that is thepisceslife@gmail.com. You can also catch us in the Twitter streets, where we so love to tweet by you. We keep you up on the current events. We get stuff popping in our own lives, respectively. So when we're not on the air, you can check us out, and all of that good stuff. But otherwise, at Pisces Podcast, that's just one word. At Pisces Podcast in the Twitterverse, y'all. And we do thank you for joining us yet again.
For sure. See you next week.
Cool.
The Pisces Life, the Pisces Life, the Pisces Life.